So, okay, I actually did the first enemy as well. Okay, and we now have an idle and an attack and work for Mikey at least, and attack for the thug, the idle, which is only one frame, what I saw, and a walk third. So we're going to do that. So before we actually do anything with the animations, we have to basically create the setup for this. Okay, so this will be the how we should call it. Each unit can actually be its own thing. So I'm just going to create it directly. But the I'm going to call this right renderer, which is going to be the layer one. I think we're not going to be using more than one layer in this case. Keep that in mind. Okay, sprite renderer, and let's add idle to this to be called, and of course we need to rotate it in editing. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm going to bring down a little bit, right? The I'm going to create a folder actually. I'm going to move this here. Okay, and I'm going to bring down the folder so it aligns with the center of, hopefully you can see it, it aligns with the center of our navmess. Now let's bring down half like this so it aligns to fix it. So with that in place, I'm actually going to add an animator this and cover sprite renderer, and we also need a heart box and a hitbox is of course what we use to hit other enemies, and heart box is what we use for us to be hit it with. So let's try box collider 2D. Now here's one small issue we will be having. The box collider 2D, because we are flat, we can actually see it like this. Actually, yeah, they fixed it. Yes, no, they didn't. Okay, so we can actually use the 2D colliders. We need to be using 3D colliders. So I think we can solve this. Oh, yeah, like that. 0, 0, 0. So for someone to hit us, will be hitting this collision. Technically will be something like this. Now the width of this, actually, you know what, let's create this box as a cube so we can see it better. Here, okay, I'm going to scale it down. like this. So if a hurt box hits this collision, if a hitbox hits the hurt box, then we're getting damage. Okay, let's make some materials for us to be able to see them a little bit better. Folder, material, and let's call this hurt box. I'm going to make this only shader color. Let's red, or actually let's make this green, and hitbox, let's make it. Okay, so hitbox, I'm just going to make trigger. We of course going to make this mesh renderer. We're going to disable it. Now another thing we can actually do is just add a layer. Let's call this hurt data. Then both hitbox and hitbox will be hurt data. Let's delete the hitbox and let's duplicate this. Now call this box. Okay, select forward. This is again our head data, and of course we are seeing this inside our camera, but I can just go in my cooling mask and say do not visualize the head. So hitbox and now I can actually go and create my I can go and create my animation. For the most part, hitbox is just going to stay like that. Okay, and we're all going to be enabling hitbox and scaling it up and moving it in place. So let's go now and create. Okay, fortunately we're going to have to create the idle again and the non-headline or whatever. And let's see, just keep in mind that you are selecting this layer. Okay, so it already has that going to here, first, second, the third. Okay, that's our idle. Of course, it's way too fast. So let's just increase it. Okay. I think that's fine for this. Okay, and let's make the walk. Same thing on the sprite renderer on our walk. Okay, we forgot one thing. We need to change the pivot to bottom. Okay. Sprite renderer. Let's just this. Of course, this work. There's a reason why I'm not just drag and dropping all of them. If I did, it will add them on the first object and it will add the sprite render, which of course we don't want. Okay, so unfortunately we have to drag and drop them, but work. Okay, that's a very fast result. So let's make it 30 as well. Okay, for this, I think it's fine. Okay, so let's do the attack now, where things get. Only I only added the one attack because I was a little bit bored to add the rest. We need to fix this as bottom. Okay, then let's add the. Okay, and it will just go play back to idle. Now let's make it like half the speed. So let's see how 30 works. Yeah, I think that seems fine. Now we need to make a design, yeah, game design easy. So basically, we need to know which are the active frames. So basically, which frames are the ones that we can attack. We're going to say this one. We can actually make this maybe play a little bit longer. No, because this is supposed to be like fast attack. You don't have to play one frame and one frame. You can keep some frames longer in view just to make it seem like it giving us valuable time. Okay, then the floor be now this might actually be breaking the animation or what the animator that did this had in mind, but life. I think I'm just going to slightly get a little longer and save. Okay, so here's the thing. Now we need to decide which are the active frames. I think I'm just going to go with this frame. Everything else that you see, you know, the the wave or whatever you want to call this, and I'm just going to enable the hitbox here. So enable it here, and now we need to expand the reach. So I'm just going to scale this. So now because we only have one attack, it doesn't really matter. It's only one hit, so up till here we'll be doing damage, and then we just close it here. Okay, so that's how it's going to be working. It's going to be playing, and when you see the red frame is actually going to be doing damage, or it can hit anyone that is inside there. Why I'm not moving this over here and covering all this like a fighting game? Well, the reason is because if I did, it will actually hit people that are on the higher length, not just down here. Well, we see, yeah, we are kind of mimicking having depth right here because only the damage is below, so low working. Okay, hopefully that's clear. Oh, what is done. So let's see. I think Mickey is actually done. Okay. Now we need to add back the sprite renderer, the dynamic sort order. We need to assign the sprite renderer, and I think, hmm, yeah, probably we need to go a little bit higher right now. So I'm going to say sort order pivot, and I'm going to move the guy here. Now I can actually just copy paste this guy, drop it for the enemy. I'm going to say tag one. Of course, sender. See, and yeah, we forgot folder. Do that again. Drop it in here. Folder. Okay. So let's call this tag one. Okay, and then let's remove the animator. Let's change the sprite for the tag. Okay, yeah, for the tag, yeah, we need to have all of this. We pivot at the bottom. Perfect. Okay, hitbox. So let's create the animation for this guy. Mission one here. Idle. Idle for this guy is simple. He only has one frame. So what I'm going to do is not have the frame. Okay, and that's that for the idle. Let's do the walk. So that here. You can clearly see that this guy was animated by different guy who did this. This is way better, obviously. Single line, then the idle. And let's, since we already know, that might be too fast. So let's slow it down a bit. Okay, that's pretty good. Walk, and let's do the attack one. I've actually have a few more attacks. Okay, the first one is the idle. So I'm going to skip that, go straight to the attack, but first change this to bottom. Okay. Two, 4, 5, 6. No, that's 7, 12, 7, and I think it's 8. 8 and 9 should probably be the idle. So, okay, that's of course way too fast. Now you have to consider that this is an enemy. So if you're supposed to have block or you know dodge something, just have this you know the anticipation, just give them a little bit more, give it more, this, okay, delete, just to give it have a different expression. Okay, just to make the punch a little bit more powerful. Of course, we need to add the hitbox, which of course here, and we can scale it up this so we know what's going to be hitting. I'm going to disable it. Okay, now for this guy, let's also do the heart, or at least heart one, because there is a lot of heart. Okay, and we'll go with the first hit, which is just 2 frames. 3, yeah, just 3 frames and the return. So now, since these are hits, this can really go faster, and but basically shouldn't be faster than the player's attack. It should be maybe a little bit slower. Okay, so the player returns at 25, let's say 25. So the enemy first hit will be at 26. Now, thing is, we're actually going to make him move backwards, so it won't look that awkward, but that's all the frames we need right now for this. Okay, so we're going to fix the rest later. So we now have the animations, and yeah, okay, we are about 25 minutes in, so let's break this into its own part so we can actually write some scripts on the next. Okay, so as always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more stuff, more videos, more series, more of everything, then consider supporting my Patreon so we can keep making all of these nice things we're making. I'll see you on the next one.